Wow, okay. Hello, YouTubers. I don't know who's here. I don't know if you're hearing me. And I certainly did not approve the thumbnail for this stream. YouTube just snapped it, and I must have hit the wrong button or something. Sorry. Now, I have the microphone attached to the camera, just like I did in the last stream. But in this case, I did not clip it to my lapel. It's just hanging. Maybe I can show it to you. Let's see. Here it is. Nope. Nope. Okay. Nope. Not enough camera to show it. It's just hanging off the side of the camera. I'm pointing it at the kittens because I want you to hear them, not me. Can you guys hear the sound of the ball being pushed around that track? Okay, good. Yeah, okay, good. I see you're already saying you can. Perfect. So this is good. I mean, so as I told you in the last stream, I talked to Google today, and Google said they're going to send me a new phone. Maybe that new phone won't have the same problem. We'll find out. And even if it does, I think that the software patch they're going to release in a few weeks probably is going to clear this up. And then until then, I'll just have to stick a microphone on the camera like I have today. It sucks, but it is what it is. So there you go. Anyway, I just came in here to hang out with elderberry and eucalyptus, and I thought I'd show you a little bit of them just playing. You can't quite see it. There is a second ball track back there that Elderberry's decided he's going to go play with that one. Okay, hang on, I'll move. Some of you were asking how eucalyptus is doing medically speaking. And the answer is, well, honestly, there's no change as far as I can tell so far. I mean, maybe she's a little better, maybe she isn't, but there's not enough of a change to really talk about. Or to be like, yeah, for sure she's getting better. You hear? I hope you can. I hope you just heard that little snuffle sneeze. Anyway, she's also not any worse. I mean, you know, if you had to say there's been any change, it's definitely a change for the better. But not much, you know. If I had to say, just if somebody asked me, I'd just be like, nah, it's all the same. So we're giving her a whole bunch of new medications this week. And the vet's starting to entertain the possibility, as I am, that maybe her problem is not a disease so much as a physical issue. Like a deviated septum, you know, in a human being, that kind of a thing, or a nasal polyps, or a cleft palate, you know. Obviously, she doesn't have a cleft palate. Would have noticed that already. But one of those physical things, and if it is one of those physical things, we'll find out really soon. The vet has decided that we'll give her these new drugs, and then if they don't lead anywhere, in a couple weeks, it'll be time to get her spayed. And when we've got her under anesthesia all ready to be spayed, the vet will get an opportunity to really check things out, do some advanced imaging, do some advanced examination, and hopefully find out if there is a physical problem. So we're hanging on for the spay in probably a couple weeks now. Until then, we'll give her all the new drugs and hope that leads to an improvement, but I don't expect it at this point. My personal opinion is it's kind of something physical, and we're going to find out when she gets spayed and we can do the advanced exam. So that's it in a nutshell. And if anybody cares, Elderberry has been so great all along. He's just never in his whole life shown the single sign of any kind of symptom or anything. Which is another reason, I mean, it's not a big reason, but it is another reason for me to think that whatever Eucalyptus has got going on is physical, because whatever it is, Elderberry's either never caught it or just never shown a sign of it. I just saw Book Girl. Book Girl asked what I'm going to be for Halloween. So I'll tell you straight up, I normally do not dress up for Halloween. And I'm not planning on dressing up for Halloween this year. But if anybody forces me to or really makes a big deal of it and says I've got to dress up, I have a plan. My plan is to go as Arthur Dent from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book. I don't know about the TV show or the movie so much, but from the book, all I have to do is dress up in a bathrobe and maybe pajamas underneath it, and I'm all set. I'm Arthur Dent, so that's my plan. It's easy for me. I mean, I'm basically dressed as him right now. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing a bathrobe, some pajama pants, and a t-shirt. I could be Arthur Dent today, so not a stretch. Kristen Ramey, any tips or tricks for being a new kitten owner? I mean, on the one hand, that's something that's just too much to cover in a little short live stream like this. I wish I could. If you really want some tips, maybe send me an email, but fundamentally my tips are, you know, just give them a lot of love, a lot of attention, good kitten food, really good kitten food. If you have to do Fancy Feast, I think Fancy Feast would be like the low end and nothing wrong with it. And then you just go up from there. What we feed our kittens here is either Royal Canin kitten food or Wellness brand kitten food. But that's my major advice, is play with them as much as you possibly can, give them all the attention you can, and give them good food. If you want more than that, send me an email. I'll see what I can do, especially if you've got some specific questions. Sarah Parker, you're asking about whether we require kittens to be adopted into homes without existing cats. So let me, that's a good chance for me to explain a couple things. Which is, first off, We don't require anything at all because we just foster the kittens. The ones that do the adopting are On Angel's Wings. That's the shelter that we work with. They only have a requirement, as far as I know, that there are not more than 4 cats total in a house. So you can have, 1, 2, or even 3 cats already before you adopt from us. But that's all up to On Angel's Wings. The fact that we have an adoption application on our website, kitten.academy, doesn't mean that we process those applications. Those applications still go to On Angel's Wings, and it's their people that make the decision about yes, no, etc., etc. So, that it's not up to us is my point. But I think they allow up to 4 cats in a house before they start to really worry. I see somebody outside the door. Hey, Baba Ganoush. Hi, Baba Ganoush. Oh, yeah, Eucalyptus, get in there. Show that thing who's boss. I just finished medicating these kittens, and one of the medications that we're giving to Eucalyptus that's new, and like I said, the vet is like, well, let's try everything. So we're giving her doxycycline and famciclovir and a new thing that's called Serenia. And the Serenia is supposed to just sort of reduce swelling, under the assumption that maybe she's got something in her sinuses that's all swollen up. And when the vet gave it to me, she was like, hey, first off, this stuff's kind of expensive. I'm like, whatever, we'll do anything. I don't care about that. But secondly, she's like, and it smells like bandages. She literally said it smells like Band-Aids. But she's not wrong. I smelled it myself, and it's got this crazy, like, Band-Aid smell to it. It's intense. And poor little Eucalyptus just hates it. But we're trying it anyway, see where it goes. No, Elderberry decided to play with the microphone. It's hanging. It's like a dangling thing. So he's like, oh, this looks like a toy to me. Elderberry, don't do that. It's not a toy. No, Elderberry, no. Not the microphone. Silly. It's not a toy. I'm glad you guys can actually hear her snuffles, though. That means the sound is totally working. You want to play with this one? Where are the balls? You know, CT Husky Yukon said, do they both have the fur anomalies? So you can see that if you look really closely, you can clearly see that Elderberry's got a fur anomaly. He's got that circle on his side there that looks like it's from a whole different cat, right? It's a little subtle now, but it's still visible. But if you're really, really looking close, I do think, and DJ and I have had this talk, we do think that Eucalyptus has got a fur anomaly too, where she's got fur, we think, on both of her sides that's in a circle right in the middle of her side that's shorter. It's hard to see, but maybe you guys will be able to tell. I do think you're right. That maybe Eucalyptus has got something like that going on too. And yeah, Maggie Johnson on the chat. The first thing I thought was chimera or chimera. How do you say it? I don't know. Chimera. I'm not Greek, Latin. What is that? I don't know. So that's the first thing I thought. But that's so rare. And how weird would it be that it's just right there in the middle of their side? Like, I don't know. Chimera is so rare, and that just doesn't make sense. But there's something, I believe there's something going on. Her fur on her sides in that circle is so much shorter than the fur on the rest of her. Surely it's a little hard to pick out just by looking at it on the video, but I can sure tell it in person. In person, I've pulled on her fur, and I'm like, I mean, you can pull on the fur on her sides and then the fur on her back and see it's a whole different length. I don't know what it means. It's a mystery. We did, when we noticed it on elderberry, we did have it checked out. It's not like, you know, ringworm or something. It's not any of that stuff. You know, there's not any infection there. So, in fact, with elderberry, the assumption was that, you know, he'd had his fur either cut or sort of maybe, I hate to say it, maybe torn out. And, you know, it was growing back. So, I don't know. Yes, the New Mutants. I like that. They're like X-Men. Linda, we have not had a cat with ringworm yet. But I heard that there were a couple that did come into On Angel's Wings that way. I mean, it happens once in a while. It's easy to treat. Ringworm, if it is, you know, if you get ringworm, that is easy. That's so easy to handle. Nothing to worry about. And yes, Novrab, Novra B. I still don't know how you say your name. You're right that elderberry did have what the vet saw as a tiny like scab or scar in the middle of his fur anomaly. So that's why they thought that elderberry maybe had shorter hair. All right, folks. Well, I think we're going to call this a night. We've gone on for long enough. These guys were really fun playing with their little ball tracks, but got to quit at some point. So thanks for watching. And once again, you can apply for these 2 kittens or all the rest of the kittens at Kitten Academy. The good way to do the application is just to go to the Kitten Academy website, which is kitten.academy. Once you get there, look under Other in the menu. There's a choice under there to apply for a kitten. And they're all processed, like I said, by On Angel's Wings. So if you go straight to On Angel's Wings, they've also got an application you can apply there. That works just as well. And if you want to keep watching kittens, look for the Kitten Academy live stream. That one goes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. So you can keep watching kittens there. You can apply to adopt those kittens. And everybody's happy. All right. Thanks for joining us one more time. Thanks to the mods for modding the chat so that there could be a chat on YouTube. And thanks to everybody else just for being who you are and enjoying Kitten Academy. We appreciate that so much. I hope you have a great night, and I hope you have a great week. Good night, everybody.